Hey guys, and welcome to a free-to-play walkthrough of Raid Shadow Legends. Now, this is a brand new free-to-play account that I'm creating. With that said, when the game opens up, it very well may be blaringly loud. So I may have to quickly adjust the volume of this, but we're going to wait a few seconds to see if that's the case. Now, before this actually gets started and the tutorial starts to go through, I want to let you guys know a few things. One, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow along this journey. It's going to be a multiple part series, obviously, as I progress throughout the game. Number two, I want you guys to join in on this journey. Now, I've already created a new clan, a free-to-play clan. Now, if you're a brand new player, this may not mean a whole lot to you. But once I get to the level high enough to actually join a clan, I will be joining a clan. Let me make sure this volume's not too loud. Okay, good. We should be good now. But I will be joining the free-to-play clan that I created. We do already have another member from the Discord server. Definitely check out the Discord from the link down in the description section below, maybe even the top comment or whatever. But yeah, go ahead and join, guys. If you're brand new to Raid, this series that I'm doing is designed, and this clan that I'm creating, this series, and honestly, the Discord in general is really designed to just help new players out, help people who are struggling progress, and just helping you guys progress. Now, this little cinematic tutorial intro scene to Raid is actually pretty interesting. And if it's your first time playing it and you haven't watched it, do watch it. Keep the sound on. I'm obviously not going to try to have the sound on very loud here because the simple fact that it's going to drown me out. This does get pretty loud sometimes. I have turned it down a little bit. You should be able to still hear it, but I just don't want it to be drowning out my voice. Now, we can't skip this. We can't skip the tutorial, but I want to show you guys this, just the very first part. Now, the actual very first thing we do, the very first thing we actually get the option to do, will be to select a character. Kind of like Pokemon, all right? Basically the same thing as Pokemon. You pick your starter champion. Now, we're not going to pick the champion who just got 8. Surprisingly, we don't really want her. But let's go ahead and get this finished up, and then I'll show you who we're going to pick and kind of go over why we're going to pick them. There's a lot of videos out there that goes into detail about what each champion is good about, which each champion is good for, so on and so forth, and they all are pretty decent. So if you've already started the game and you didn't pick the champion who I'm about to pick, don't worry about going over and restarting. You get so many champions throughout this game that picking the wrong champion is not really that big of a deal, to be honest. Picking the wrong starter is not a huge deal. Now, basically, they're all the same affinity. You see right here, they're all the same rarity, all the same star ranking. Everything's the same there. This champion on the far left, she definitely does a lot of good damage. She's probably my third top pick. Kayle is an amazing pick. He does poisons, which very, very, very helpful in certain stages of the game. Gallic is typically known as the lower of the options, and then Aethel, she's really good for farming, a lot of good for other things in the game. If you're going to pick a champion, Kayle is typically the one that's going to give you the easiest start to the game, and that's who I'm going to pick for this video, just to show you guys the best progression that I can. However, like I said, each of those champions, definitely not bad options whatsoever. None of them are going to make it impossible for you to progress throughout the game. You get tons and tons and tons of shards throughout the game, so you don't really have to worry about picking a bad champion and then not having a champion to help you progress through the game. But I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm primarily going to be using Kayle for a lot of the stuff. Now, this first video is going to be going through the tutorial. It's going to maybe a little bit slow, but I'm going to show you the main things that I focus on when you're first getting started into Raid. Obviously, this goes over the affinities, kind of like a typical Pokemon type system. Fire beats water, water beats grass, or whatever. I don't know exactly how Pokemon works, but the colors of Pokemon are not the same thing as here, because for whatever reason, water beats, or what would be water, magic affinity beats spirit, spirit beats force, force beats magic. So erase what you knew about colors and use this system instead, because for whatever reason, Raid did try to switch it up, and it's not exactly what you would think. Now, when you see these little targeting, obviously yellow just means it's neutral. These are the same affinities. I typically, my webcam's actually covering this, but these are the two most important buttons in the entire game. Auto, when you first start the game, this is what it's going to look like, okay? It's going to look like this is going to be regular, and this is going to be on ×1. Now, you can select the champions individually to target, do your abilities, so on and so forth, but the thing that's going to help you out the most, and that I see so many sponsored streams not doing, is clicking this, boop, and then clicking this, boop. Perfect. Our progression is gonna be so much easier. Now, not all the stuff in the game you auto. You're not gonna be able to auto everything in the game. You will have to do some things manual, but a lot of the game can be autoed. And until you start to get in a spot where you're gonna be blocked, you might as well auto it. Now, if you're brand new, I guess it makes sense if you do manual it, just so you can learn the abilities of the champions. No problem with that whatsoever, but auto does speed things up, and your champion does do pretty well for a while at least. Now, we will get to some stages here in a little while that we likely will fail on. That's no big deal. We'll turn on auto. We'll go and make the adjustments that's needed to, well, progress. So let's see how this plays out. These parts are going to be relatively short. I'm going to try to make the walkthrough as, I guess, informational without overloading you guys as possible. You'll notice each time you level up, you do gain your energy max pull increases. I'm not for sure what it was at right now. I think it's like 18. So I guess we're at what, 21? Yeah, so we're at 21 right now. Not only does your max energy increase, but you also get an energy refill. So as you can see there, we now have 35 energy. So our energy increased, plus we got an energy refill, which is really nice. Definitely helps you early on in the game. You'll be able to spend so much time when you first get started. Like literally, I think you could spend 24 hours in Raid when you first download the game and not be through all of your energy, or if you're progressing the correct way, you can do that without running through your energy. It's actually crazy how much energy they give you at the beginning, but it does slow down, especially as free to play. Now, even though this account is free to play, I will touch on a few offers that if you do decide to, support the developers or something like that, kind of what is a good deal, what's not a good deal, and what you're gonna get the most bang for your buck with. Now, obviously, if you're a whale, it doesn't really matter what you purchase. You're just gonna click anything and everything. Now, when it comes to daily login rewards, you get this every day. It resets at 8 p.m. Eastern time right now. I guess when the clocks roll back, it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time, which you can convert that to whatever time zone you're in. Now, this thing I clicked just now, I'm gonna try to make sure to hide my webcam whenever I click something in this bottom left screen, but I may forget to do that. Now, there was a reward button right down here. When I claim this, it's gonna disappear, I believe. But on the bottom left, you'll see a little reward. It says like free reward available, I believe. These are some nice little weapons and shields, and you get some experience brews, which definitely help out. Like I said, I'm gonna try my best to uncover everything, but if you see my mouse, which you can see my cursor, right? Yeah. If you see my cursor dip down here, just know I probably clicked something down there. Now the news channel, you don't really need to look at this right now. A lot of these things are not actually available to us because it's a brand new account. We will get access to some of the events in a little while, but right now that doesn't really matter. You can get rid of these red dots by clicking on the things. Nothing in here is gonna matter just yet. This is for a little bit later on in the game. Now, let's continue with the tutorial. I don't know where we're at. I think Arbiter just dropped us off. The tutorial chick just said, hey, have fun. You're on your own now. I don't actually remember it being like that, which is actually fine because I guess she said, hey, you're doing the video. You teach them how to play. So guys, you got me now. All right, so the first thing I like to do when I start a brand new account is one, I typically think she's gonna run me through more of it, but she's not. First off, let's change this name, okay? I'm gonna change my name and my avatar because this is obviously the most important first step. Let's change it to Kale, and we will change username to Tyraku free to play. Can we have numbers in my name? I don't know. There we go, perfect. We can have a number in my name. Name is Tyraku free to play. Now, we will be joining a clan later on. I don't know if we're able to, let's see if we can get the clan applied to. This is the clan that you guys can join, okay? So right now, obviously, there's not many people here. Just type in like from YT or type in from the stream. It doesn't matter, just something that I know you guys come from here. This clan is gonna be closed off just so that, we can keep it limited as to who can join. Make sure you type in the Coliseum F2P if you wanna do this brand new account clan. Now, back to what I was saying. When I first get started, let me hide my webcam and my border for just a little while, guys. I'm gonna try to make sure you can see everything as I'm progressing. So I like to check the missions, go through here, read this a little bit. Oh, look, there she is back again, trying to tell us what to do. So one, clear stage 7 of Karat Castle on normal. Perfect. Now, this is actually extremely, extremely important. You'll see up here, there's an XP banner, okay? It's grayed out right now, which means we don't have any experience boost active. Now, when you look right here, there's an XP banner, okay? When we get that, we're gonna have 100% boost to our experience for 1 day. Now, when you do claim that, you wanna make sure you can run through as much of your energy as possible in order to really optimize that. Now, when we're going through Kaerok Castle, you'll see that there's stars on each level. Now, Arbiter didn't touch on this very much, but I guess I'll pick up her slack. Maybe she did touch on it, I don't really know. But on these levels, you'll see right here it says 2 or fewer champions, no losses is how you get 3 stars. Now, obviously, we're not able to bring any more than 2 champions here because it's just limited to 2. Before I do that, let me go in here and give Kayle some brews. Well, I can't do that apparently. Okay, well, we can't do that until higher level. All right, so we can't use any more champions than just 2. So once we get to the next stage or the stage after that, I believe we can start bringing in more champions. And I'm going to show you guys why it's important to still only bring the 2 champions and try to 3-star it whenever possible. Because you get a lot of really good rewards when you 3-star, and typically your champions are so strong, you can 3-star things without an issue whatsoever. So our champions do the auto, they do their thing. We get through this pretty easily, not much of an issue. And if you want to turn it on manual, the champion skills are worth reading. Like you'll slowly over time begin to pick up on which champions do which skills, and you'll kind of learn how the game works over time. If you want to spend time reading on the champion skills you get, by all means do it. It definitely will be helpful. I mean, it can't hurt you, so it's worth doing. I'm not going to go through here reading the skills because it'd just be a waste of time basically. But Kayle, he's our star. We're going to use him all the way to 6-star, all the way to level 60, the max level. He's an amazing champion. Unless we pull something from a shard that's like really good, I won't be swapping off of Kayle for a long time. Now this little chick that's running next to Kayle, I forget her name, Sniper, I think it is. Everybody gets her from the first shard. We're not going to be using her very long. She's not a great champion. She can be used in some places, but we just got so much better options. Now you'll see here that obviously she did die, so you'll see we only got 1 star, okay? So while we did finish the stage, we only got 1 star because she did die. With that said, we can go to this next stage, and I really want to, so there's 2 things you can do here, okay? So you can try to level up your champion's gear. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to go in here, and I want to equip some of the gear on Kayle that I got earlier from those rewards. So first off, the shield, definitely helpful. This weapon, definitely helpful as well. So we're going to replace that. You'll see that right here when we were equipping this gear, it said 2 artifacts per set, and then attack plus 15%. That means that if we have 2 artifacts from that same set, we'll get this bonus of 15% attack. Now you'll see that activate right here. This little emblem will pop up if the set is actually working. You'll also see we have some boots with a main stat of speed. We're going to equip those. Now all these pieces, we're going to go ahead and upgrade to level 4. You'll see here that the auto upgrade system, in case you didn't notice this, because earlier Arbiter, the little tutorial guide, was showing us how to upgrade like this. But if you click this little gear button, you can actually auto select 18. Now, I don't know why they don't allow you to auto upgrade things to level 12 or level 12, level 16 until you get to a certain level. While they don't allow you to auto upgrade, you are able to upgrade past level 8. So don't think just because you're not able to auto it, you're not able to upgrade it at all. You can keep clicking this button and upgrade it eventually. But right now, these pieces of gear, I'm not going to take them past level 8. You'll see that as they're going up, so right now you'll see this epic piece of gear. It has 3 different substats. That's what this is called, substats. And each group of levels, so like level 4, level 8, level 12, and level 16, each of those will add a modifier to one of the substats already on there. Now, I do have a video on my channel that goes a little bit more in depth on this, but these modifiers are all random. And if it's an epic, it'll have 3 substats already done, and then any of those substats you can get modifiers on, and then at level 16, you'll unlock a new substat. If it's a different rarity, it'll have a different number of substats already unlocked. As you can see with the rare piece, which is 1 rarity below epic, it only has 2 substats already unlocked, and then if you go down to uncommon, it'll have 1, and then common will have 0 substats already unlocked. You'll see at level 12, we get a brand new substat for this weapon. So we're out of silver. That's not a big deal. Kayle is much more powerful now than he was before. Upgrading your gear is massive in this game. Super, super helpful. Like, this should allow us to make it through this level without much of an issue. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kale's one-shotting basically all of these champions. Now, she may still die. It's gonna be really close. If we can get another one of those AoE, perfect. Kale should be fine here. We just want her to stay alive. We could technically even use Kale by himself, to be honest. Like, if we took Kale by himself, he'd probably still survive. Now, let me check who texted me. Oh, okay. Well, let's silence the phone so we can go through this walkthrough. All right, so we're level 4 now. We're still not able to access the tavern. At level 6, I gotta show you guys something very, very helpful inside the tavern. Right now, the only thing we're focused on is, 1, getting through the campaign. If we can 3-star things, perfect. But you know, if I cannot 3-star something, I really just want to get through stage 7 of Kaerok Castle. Whether I have to bring 1 champion, 2 champions, or even 3 champions, it's not a big deal because I really, really, really want that experience banner. That experience banner is going to help us out so much. Now, none of these champions we're really worried about just yet. They are decent, but we're really not going to be using them throughout the game. You'd be surprised. Coming from other games, other gacha games, other team-based, turn-based games, your starter may not be able to carry you as much as they can in Raid. Raid, like, if you take your starter correctly, you can literally go through almost all of the campaign soloing stuff with your starter. Now, you do have to build your starter champion up in kind of the correct way, but it does work out pretty easily, to be honest. Now, hopefully, this may be a little bit of a struggle. We're probably not going to be able to 3-star this. We're probably going to be able to get 2 stars, maybe 1 star. Well, probably just 1 star because if somebody dies, it's an auto 1 star. But honestly, we may not even finish it because this is a boss stage. So at the end here, we will have to face the boss. I'm going to try to turn it. I'm going to turn it on off of auto, put it back to manual, just because sometimes the Raid AI, the artificial intelligence of Raid, the things that pick which order your champions use abilities is sometimes a little bit weird, and they'll use abilities I don't really want them to use at the time they shouldn't be using them. We may actually be able to 3-star this. Okay, just kidding. Now we can turn on auto. She's already dead. No chance in 3-starring it, so it is what it is. Not a big deal. Go through these little cutscenes. Honestly, I don't know what the story about Raid. I don't know what the story behind Raid is. If you're interested in lore, if you're interested in the storyline, definitely listen to that, read up on it, but I don't know how deep the story of Raid actually is. Now, like I said, as soon as you complete that section of the campaign, go in there and go to your mission, which is down here at the bottom left, and then claim your 1-day experience boost, okay? This is super, super important. You 100% want to have that experience boost. Now, mark all as red. I'm kind of getting, you know, I typically don't worry about the red dots on my screen. But, you know, guys, this is a fresh start. This is a brand new free-to-play account. So let's go ahead and try to clear those red dots. A few more pointers, guys. I don't want to get too in-depth in this video. I don't want to go into too much detail. The biggest thing is, moving through that first part of the campaign, is getting your experience banner. As soon as you get that, go back down here. Try to get 3 stars there. Another thing is, go into here. We can go to the tavern now. So we just unlocked that when we hit level 6. Arbiter's going to do a little bit of explaining. But what I always like to do is I love to take a brew. Now these brews will have this little affinity color. So blue, when you give it to Kale, it'll give him, you'll see, 18,750 experience. Now if I took a champion who is red and gave him a blue brew, he only gets 12,000 experience. So you get a bonus if you feed these brews to champions who are the same affinity color. Now I will go ahead and give Kale 2. I'm not going to give him 4. I could give him all 4 of them and take him to level 21. But honestly, that's kind of just over leveling him. And it's going to get him to his level cap sooner than if I just cut him off right here. You know, said, go on home, dude. You've had enough to drink. Stop at level 16. We're good to go. This will easily allow him to just blow through the campaign without an issue. Now, he's going to be going through the campaign with his friend here, War Priest. War Priest is actually a really good support champion. However, you're not going to take her very far into the game, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself, guys. I'm not going to go into that just yet. But for a lot of it, it will be Kale plus War Priest is who we use to get through a lot of the stuff in the game. Another thing I want to mention, is a tournament. When you very first start the game, you will be in a beginner's bracket of a tournament. You do want to try your best to actually do good in this, okay? So look at this info section, and you can see how you can earn points, okay? So beat rivals in the arena, you can earn points based on whoever you beat. The arena is a little bit difficult. We'll get into that later on in the video, or later on in this series, this walkthrough series. Another thing, though, is raid dungeons. Another thing we'll get into a little bit later on in this series, beating campaign locations. You should get through quite a bit of these, but you can see how the points break down for everything you're going to be doing automatically in the game. Basically, it's just encouraging you to progress as far as you possibly can. Now, when you're trying to get these rewards, you really want to aim for at least this top reward, okay? These 1,000 points, you get 4 5-star speed, rare speed set pieces. These are very, very, very helpful pieces of gear. You definitely want to try to get it. You do get a champion at 500 points. The champion's not great, but we will use him for sure. You get some silver, it's not much. You get some shards, not very important. Honestly, the only things that are really, really helpful is this energy potion, these brews, kind of, and this speed gear. This champion, we're going to use him, but these other things, not too much of a use right now for us. Now, if you can place in second place, perfect. I actually value the gems, especially as a free-to-play player, a little bit more than 1 shard. Now, if you're watching this video at a later date, and there's like a 2x event for say ancient shards or for the blue shards, then it may be better. This is touching into a little bit more detailed things, guys, but if there is a 2x event going on, which there is right now for sacred shards, you can go in here and it says 2 times chance. Basically, this means there's double the chance to get better rarity champions. For ancients, it would be 16% chance to get an epic and then 1% chance to get a legendary. So it does help your odds of getting a good champion, but it just so happens now it's for sacred. There's an extra 12% chance to get a legendary, as before it's just an 8%. Now this is typically not at the bottom during a 2x event. This is just a boosted rate to get this specific champion, along with a boosted rate to summon higher rarity champions. So like I say, guys, that probably is not going to apply to you when you start, but just in case it does, keep that in mind. Now, one more thing, the quests. You have daily quest, which you always want to try to log in and finish these. These are very easy quests to complete. You'll see make 4 artifact upgrade attempts. We finished that, no problem. Win campaign battles 7 times, no problem. We don't have the complete arena battles because obviously we can't complete an arena battle just yet because we have no arena battles to complete. Summon 3 champions, we can do that. Let's go ahead and summon those 3 champions. I think we've already summoned 1. I don't know if it counted or not. But summon a force champion. There's no issue with summoning champions whatsoever. So go ahead and open up all your shards. Once you get 10, you'll actually be able to open them all at once. Now we do get this guy, Pounder, which is actually pretty interesting. You can read through his abilities. This is a decent champion. He can hit fairly hard. We're probably not going to use him, but that is a nice champion to have. It's always nice when you open a rare champion from a mystery shard. As you can see here, there's only a 1.4% chance to open up a rare champion. That's pretty good. And the rare champions in this game, by the way, are actually very, very good. You can get some rare champions who are sometimes better than the epics and even legendaries inside this game. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we'll do this 50 energy. We'll complete that in the next video most likely, and then we'll complete all these daily quests. Now the achievements, go through here, just do these really quick. You'll get some free levels, get some free energy boost. You really want to make sure that when you do this that you're able to actually sit down and burn through this energy, because when you log off, your energy is not going to regenerate. Now it's going to be very, very hard to burn down your energy. Keep that in mind. So don't worry if you're not able to do that. It's not a big deal, but if possible, try to keep your energy burnt down. Now this quest I just did, this achievement, was lock a champion and unlock a champion. Super easy. You see I just went in there to the champions and just hit lock and unlock. All this does is, like, if you are going in here, if I can use champions to increase my champion level. If my champion is locked, like you see here, then I can't use them. I have to confirm to unlock them. It's just a little safety measure that Raid has, so you don't accidentally get rid of some of your champions, because you can easily misclick and get rid of a champion you don't want to get rid of. Now, there's also advanced quest, which apparently unlock at level 35. I didn't actually know that. That's actually something very new to the game, but very, very helpful. So you do want to keep an eye out on those whenever you can as well, guys. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed this part 1 of the walkthrough of Raid Shadow Legends. And guys, don't forget to join the clan if you're interested in doing it. If you're interested in starting a free-to-play account, I'm going to walk through this. The next videos, we're going to be jumping into more of the campaign, progressing in this, and, well, really grinding it out, guys. So like I said, thank you all very much for watching. This is day 1 of the account, and I'll catch you guys in part 2.